Hello guys, hope that you're doing well. Today I want us to look at inverse of a function. Now, first of all, we need to understand what a function is. And a function is a set of rules for turning one number into another. For example, if f of x is equals to y, then f of the inverse of y will be equals to x. If you are given f of 3 is equals to 5, then f of the inverse of 5 will be equals to 3. If a function states that supposed to move towards the south, maybe covering a distance of 10 kilometers, then the inverse of that function will be moving towards the north pole, covering the same distance but in a negative direction. Now, how do we find the inverse of a function? Now, there are 4 steps that must be followed when you want to find the inverse of a function. Now, the first step, you need to write the function in terms of in form of y. Then, after writing it in form of y, you are going to change x to y and any y to x. Then, after doing that, you will make y the subject of the formula. Then, after doing that, you'll write it as an inverse notation. How do we do it? Take an example of the question that I have on the board. The first one is given as f of x is equal to x raised to 3 plus 8. Step number 1, write the function as y. F of x is the same as y is equal to x cubed plus 8. Step number 2, write any x in form of y and any y in form of x. What do I mean? Where there is y, substitute with x. So here it will be x. And where there is x, substitute with y. So here I'm going to have y cubed plus 8. The third step is now you make y the subject of the formula. So let us make y the subject of the formula. Making y the subject of the formula is I'm only supposed to remain with y on one side of the equal sign. So I'm going to carry 8. It is positive. When it comes from the other side, it's going to be negative. Therefore, I'm going to have y raised to 3 is equal to x minus 8. But remember, I'm looking for y, not y cubed. So what I will do, I will introduce cube root. Then this will end up with y cube root of x minus 8. The fourth step, which is the last one, you write now this one as the inverse notation. Writing it as an inverse notation means you write it as f raised inverse of x is what we mean by inverse notation is equals to cube root of x minus 8. Like that. In that case, I will have written this one. I will have written the inverse of x raised to 3 plus 8. The second example, in our second example, let me wrap this. In our second example, we are given f of x is equal to root of x plus 2 minus 5. Step number 1, write the function as y is equal to root of x plus 2 minus 5. Step number 2, write any y in form of x and any x in form of y. That is, change y to x and x to y. So this is our y. So we will write it as x is equals to root of, this is our x, I'm going to write it as y plus 2 minus 5. The third step is you make y the subject of the formula. So how do you make y the subject of the formula in this particular question? Now you notice that our y is inside the root. So what I will do, I will transfer this minus 5 to this other side. It's going to be x plus 5 is equals to root of y plus 2. Then for me to eliminate the root, I'm going to introduce square on both sides. then we will end up with x plus 5 into bracket squared is equals to y plus 2. You can expand this. When you expand x plus 5 into bracket square, it's going to give you x squared plus 10x plus 25 is equals to y plus 2. Then bring 2 to this side, then you have it as x squared plus 10x plus 25 minus 2 is equals to y. Then we will end up with our function, our equation as y is equals to x squared plus 10x plus 25. Now the last step is you write the function y is equal to this as an inverse notation. So it's going to be f raised the inverse of x, or the inverse of the function, is equals to x squared plus 10x plus 25, and that becomes the final answer. So you can try the two, then you can give me the answers in the comment section. Do not forget to try it out, because at the end of the day, math is all about doing a lot of practice. So hope that you have enjoyed and hope that you have learned something. And do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Do not forget to like, do not forget to share, and even comment. Bye bye. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.